Welcome to your energy reading for what you need to hear at this time. Of course, as always, take what makes sense for you and your story. But if anything connects for you, if you don't mind supporting with a like, comment, subscribe, it really does help me out a lot. So thank you for being here, for your support, your time and energy. Welcome in. So I'm just going to pull cards and see what comes out, and whatever you're meant to hear is what you're meant to hear right now. You definitely clicked on this video for a divine reason. Maybe it was the title, whatever it may be. Let's just go ahead and see what spirit has for you right now at this time. So we have go with the flow with the Ace of Cups here. You could be a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Doesn't have to be, it's just energy showing up here. Also got Earth with the Eight of Pentacles. You could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Also got the Fool here. Feel like you're working on manifesting something, or maybe there's something that you've been working on for a long time, and really hoping and praying that something unfolds for you that's going to be fulfilling and uplifting. Let's see what else wants to come through. Being called to have faith. I'm going to shuffle one more time here. Hang on, let me just organize. Oh yeah, you have so many good things coming in for you. So if you're worried right now, I feel like a lot of you could be in an energy of transition. Like, I don't know if there's a transition of career, business. This could be any area of your life. You'll know what's going to make sense for you and your story. But I just feel like you guys have been working on yourself, or a person, place, thing, business, whatever it is, but it's like there's something about maybe you haven't received yet what you're looking to create, or you haven't gotten back what you've put into whatever this is, and it's like something that you've been working on for a very long time, and maybe there has been challenge and difficulty, of course, along your way. I mean, that's life in general. We're going to have challenges, but something that has been like a burden for a long time that you've had to let go of, whatever this may be. Hang on, let's see what else wants to come up. Yeah. Okay, we have 1010 here too, which is a synchronicity of endings and new beginnings. So let's get into it. So with the Ace of Cups here, this is talking about going with the flow. So you're being called to ride the wave of where you are right now. It may be that, again, this could be something that you have been working on for a very long time, and maybe you have been getting tired because there has been some sort of burden or weight on your shoulders, pressure, stress, anxiety, worry, doubt, fear. But I feel like this is something that you have or will be moving away from, because it's like, this burden becomes such a weight that you can't really take it anymore. And so you like take a leap of faith with the Fool card, where it's like you're just done doing the same things over and over, expecting different results. And I just feel like also to not be hard on yourself in this process of whatever it is that you are wanting to create. Some things don't work out for us, and so we have to let it go, walk away from it. Or maybe there's an energy where things are falling away from you because they just don't align with whatever it is that you are wanting to create. And my nose is itching like crazy, which is just a sign for me as a reader. Sorry to be itching my face, but this is just a sign for me that you are spiritually guided and protected, and that's why you're being asked to let go and let God and flow down this river, because you also have the Magician card. So this also is a confirmation that you have the universe available to support you and guide you. And even with the synchronicity coming through of 1010, not only do you have the 10 of Pentacles, which is abundance, stability, long-term security, finances, a career, family life. Not only do you have that, you have the 10 of Cups, which is, these are like some of the perfect cards in the tarot deck to get in a reading, because we're talking about not only happiness and joy, togetherness with family, friends, coworkers, your career, having it all, having the cars, the clothes, clothes, the house that you want, and things like that, but also the joy and the happiness and togetherness and harmony and spiritual connection. Like, this is something that we all want to manifest. Of course, it's going to look different for everyone. Everyone has different desires, of course. Not saying everyone's wanting the same cars or the same houses or same people or even working on the same things. Like, we all have different levels of what kind of life we want to live. But what I'm trying to say is that whatever has been a burden to you around this time has either gone away already, and whether this is in your control or out of your control, it's being released so that you can be free and so that you can take this leap of faith towards continuing whatever it is that you already know that is worth your time and energy, and what you are wanting to build and create, what you are worthy of being, doing, having, whatever it is that you're wanting to manifest. And also remembering, I feel Spirit is trying to help you remember with the Page of Pentacles here, that this is like something as far back as childhood that you have wanted. This is like a childhood dream. And I feel like for some of you, even though, like I said, you've been working on things for a long time, maybe you feel like you haven't gotten back what you have been putting into this person, place, or thing. And maybe that's partly why there is this burden here, because it's like, well, I've been climbing this mountain for all this time. I've been putting in the time, energy, and attention. And, even when I didn't feel like things were working, I've still been continuing to move forward. Or that could be something that you're being asked to do, is to not give up even when it feels like it's boring or it's not working or it's just this constant uphill battle. But you have the choice of how you look at this situation. You can either look at it as like, you can turn a mountain or a molehill into a mountain, or you can see it as this is an adventure that you can enjoy and that you can ride the ride. You don't have to feel or be so hard on yourself or take so, I almost said take personally. Like, I guess maybe some of you could be feeling like the universe is like, if it's not one thing, it's another. Like, and maybe that's where the Fool is coming into. Like, I'm just getting to this point where I'm just ready to jump off a cliff. Like, not literally, obviously, but just like metaphorically, it's just like it's been such a weight and heaviness that it's like, you know what, I've been climbing this mountain, feeling like I'm spinning in circles, and it just seems like once I finish one thing, another thing pops up, and I'm just like, I want to be free. Like, when is what I'm wishing for, what I am wanting, going to start showing up for me? And it's like, it is going to show up for you, but there's cycles to this. There are stages to this. There are steps to this. It's like climbing a staircase, or even in this analogy of climbing the mountain. Like, it doesn't happen overnight. Sometimes things can manifest. Sometimes opportunities can present themselves where there is like a magical carpet of an opportunity that is possible to manifest, because this Magician card says you can be or do or have anything that you want to manifest. Nothing is off limits. Maybe some of you listen to Abraham Hicks. I definitely do. Definitely check her out if you are wondering about law of attraction or feeling confused or doubtful around this time. But it's like wish upon a star, because when you wish upon a star, you'll just get everything you want. Those aren't the words, obviously, but I'm saying it's like Spirit is wanting you to connect with who you are, that you are a soul with a body, not a body with a soul. And I know a lot of us can get caught up with the monotonous daily routine of like day in and day out, feeling like I'm having to do the same thing over and over and expecting different results. And like, this isn't turning out the way that, or it's not looking right now the way that I want it to look. And so it's like, maybe there is this contemplation of like, should I keep going, or should I just give up on this altogether and move towards something else? But I feel like that could be a message for some of you. Like, if what you have been working on and doing is causing you so much stress, is causing you like to suffer with your health, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, if this is something that maybe for some of you, you've been trying to make something work for a very long time, and it's not really in alignment with what you truly desire. Because even the Page of Pentacles with this childlike energy here, it's like, is this a true match to your heart's desires? Because the Ace of Cups talks about a blessing, something that is not just going to fulfill you in some ways, but that ultimate thing that's going to fulfill you in all ways. Because not only do you have the Ace of Cups, you have the Ten of Cups, which for those of you that don't know, the Ace of Cups is a blessing of emotional overflowing of abundance of joy and happiness. But not to mention you having the Ten of Cups, which also is a confirmation of that energy of like having the family that you want, the connections that you want, being happy with wherever you're at. And I feel like this is another message too, is like you can find joy and happiness and fulfillment with where you are, even if it does feel like you're in an ordinary place. Because it's like not losing sight of the dream, of the wish, of the vision for your life and for your future. Because it is going to happen when you are able to continue, even when it gets tiring, even when it gets boring, even when it feels like you may be spinning in circles. You are moving in the right direction. It's just, again, not letting the pessimism, the doubt, the fear, anxiety, the worry, the opinions of other people, or you giving up so much of your power, giving up so much of your joy and happiness, and feeling like you have to work hard at this. When it really, like, this is something that you attract. It's not something that you make happen. Because in my philosophy, everything is run by law of attraction. Because everything is frequency, and frequencies have to match. Similar to, like, the most simplest analogy I can use is something I've got from Abraham Hicks, is like, it's like a radio station. You have to tune to that radio station in order to be able to hear it. And I feel like that's, again, why the Magician is coming through, is to say that spirit is here to communicate to. Even the Ten of Cups in this deck makes me feel like, also with this communication, like this telepathy with dolphins here. It's like we all have a strong connection to spirit. It's just whether you are going to listen to that or open yourself up to that, or if you're going to let the weight of the world block you from being able to see it or hear it. And granted, I don't mean to take away from your experiences, especially if you have been in a chaotic, unhealthy, unstable, unsecure, like living in fight or flight, or, just trying to make ends meet and feeling like no matter what I do or where I go, how hard I work, how little I work, it's like just having this tired, depleted type of mindset or feeling, which, again, I understand, because it's like when you're focused on the current reality of your situation and it's so in your face and it's so much of what you don't want, it's only natural to be in that kind of energy, and it's like self-sabotage that is just subconscious. It doesn't feel like you have a lot of control, but you have so much more control than you realize. And I think that's part of the Page of Pentacles here, is like the lesson of whatever you have been experiencing, because there is some sort of ending that is taking place in your life. That's where the 10-10 synchronicity is coming through, that there is this ending of a way of thinking, feeling, or doing things that has been a burden to you, and you're being called to take a leap of faith to continue to reestablish, re-strengthen your faith and trust in the divine, in the universe, that you are being taken care of. And that you can trust that by letting go and letting God and just doing what you can to every day create habits that aid and benefit and support whatever it is that you are wanting to attract into your life. But it's like if you are letting the challenges or difficulties that you've been experiencing, get in the way of that trust and belief, then it's like you have this energetic barrier that is keeping away what it is you truly want to allow yourself, what is keeping away what you are able to allow in. And how do I say that better? What you're wanting to allow in is being deflected by this heavy burden of whatever is on your mind, emotion, mind, heart, and soul. I hope that's making sense. But I just feel like there could be a situation for some of you where you just get so tired of doing the same things over and over, expecting different results, that you end up like making a drastic change, which actually could benefit you. I mean, again, take these messages as it makes sense, and all of this is not going to apply to everyone, obviously. Everyone's story is different. But there's just something here about like some of you have, it's kind of like I get these two different groups. It's like some of you are still carrying such a heavy weight and burden because you don't feel like you feel powerless to your situation, and you feel stuck, you feel stagnant, you feel like you could be losing faith or hope that you can be, do, or have whatever it is that you are wanting to have. And how, like, getting almost to a breaking point where something's got to give, because you can't keep doing the same things over and over expecting different results, because it's just going to drive you crazy and cause you to may be inspired to take action that, while it may be challenging and difficult and uncomfortable, it may actually be a blessing in disguise and a catalyst to put you on the right path, which is partly what the Fool can talk about. This is someone who makes, the Fool is a person who is making a foolish decision in this card. It's a representation of this person jumping off a cliff, but this person is jumping off a cliff with trust and faith that they will be caught. So I don't know if that made sense, but what I'm just trying to say is that for some of you that are feeling this weight and burden, either you're being called to take a leap of faith and what you feel divinely called to, or there's a situation that may be a catalyst to this transition that, it's kind of like, how should I say? It's almost like your soul knows what you want more than you know yourself. And sometimes we can get in our own way so profoundly that the only way that our spirit knows to, of course, there are many ways, and spirit is way dynamic and there's like a million possibilities. But I guess for the sake of the message, I'm just trying to say that spirit knows us better than we know ourselves, and knows the best path to get us from where we are to where we want to be. And this is why I'm saying you're being called to go with the flow and trust in your intuitive guidance, to follow what you're being called to. But for some of you, there may be a situation that goes completely wrong or left, or you feel like your life is falling apart, when in reality, you are being divinely guided to a new beginning, to release all of this heaviness and baggage and burden that has been keeping you back, in order to strip you down to that child that is within you, so that you can remember who the fuck you are. That you're a soul with a body, not a body with a soul, and that you are a creator. That you are not a victim to your circumstances, and that you are capable of so much more than what maybe society has ingrained in you, or what your family has ingrained in you, or your environment in general, And so I'm just saying that there's something coming through, that spirit is saying that you are awakening to what you came here to do and who you truly are, and that you don't have to struggle. You don't have to fight to get to where you need to be. You don't need to work hard to get to where you need to be. You just need to work on your energy. You need to work on your mind, your emotions, and how you are listening to your intuition, listening to your soul. Because again, that message that I was saying, that spirit is always guiding us to where we want to be. But it's like, if we're not listening to that call, then we're going to be making decisions out of this lack place. Because I say this a lot too, that we're always inspired and get impulses and feel drawn to make certain decisions because of the energy that we're in. So it's like, if you wake up and you're having a shitty day and you just choose to stay in that energy, during that whole day, you're going to be making decisions out of that low vibe energy, being pissed off, so you drive crazy or get stuck in traffic, and or flicking people off, or wanting to go off on people, and you spill your drink on yourself, or you're late to work, and just like all the things are working against you because of the energy that you're in. But when you're able to wake up and choose to consistently remind yourself of what you're capable of and who you are, that you're a divine being in a human body, and that you can create harmony just by changing your mind. Because when you change your mind, you change your life. And when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And of course, my light goes out. Of course, that would happen. Why the hell wouldn't it? Hang on, I'm gonna go get my other light. Sorry about that. That was interesting. I feel like that is definitely part of this reading, that it's like sometimes things happen to get our attention. You know what I'm saying? And with the light going out, it's just kind of like, sometimes like our vibration always changes. We're not always 100% of the time going to be in rainbows and sunshine energy. And that's not what I'm saying you need to be. It's just like, you're just needing to be most of the time working towards being in a better feeling energy. Because the better you think, the better you feel. And the better you feel, the better you're attracting. And the better you think and feel, the more that you are making choices when it comes to what you're working on, which will then in turn create the abundance, stability, security, or create whatever it is that you are wishing for, that is going to manifest it. You are the one creating it. And it's already technically manifested in energy form. It's just you have not been able to let it in because of whatever is blocking you, because of your mentality. And we all do this. So I'm not just trying to talk at you. Like, we all do this because we get so focused on what our current reality is, what's going on in the world, what people are telling us, what our past experiences have been, and making a lot of excuses for not feeling good. It's like, why are we staying in negative energy? Why are we being so pessimistic? Like, why are we being so just like doom and gloom? When you have the choice and power of your mind to let it go with the Fool card. And it may seem foolish, like, well, what am I supposed to do? Like, if I'm not making enough money, how can I be happy about that? Well, I mean, there are always things, no matter how bad it looks, to be grateful and thankful for. And so it's being able to focus on those things. And again, by being in a higher vibrational energy, you are open to opportunities and blessings and options, versus being closed off when you are in the low vibe place. Because when it's almost like, for a simple example, how sometimes you lose something and it's like you're like pissed off that you've lost it because you really need it, you don't know where it's gone, and it doesn't make any sense. This actually happened to me a couple of weeks ago. I will tell you this story. So I have this little mic here, right? So it was attached in this little port here. So I had both the mics and the little charger port in this thing. And I had it on my bed. Okay. And I legit don't know how the fuck this happened, but all of a sudden, like when I needed it, I was going to get it because I was like, oh, it's on my bed. Let me go get it. It was not there. I looked I tore the whole bed apart, could not find it. I looked everywhere in my apartment, could not find it. Looked in my car, could not find it. Come to find out, when I stopped looking because it was pissing me off. And you know how that feels when something is going wrong and it doesn't make any sense to you. It's like, why is this happening to me? What are you doing, universe? Why are you treating me like this? Meanwhile, it was in my apartment, it was in my drawer. And what's funny is, like, I don't even know how the fuck I got this inspiration, but this is speaking to my point, is that when you're all jumbled up and in this like negative energy, you're not able to see things clearly because of your emotional state of being, because of your perspective. You see things in a certain light. And so what I did was like calm down for a second. I was just like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Like, I feel like I'm going crazy because I know I had it on my bed and it's not there anymore. And all of a sudden, as I started to calm myself down, I all of a sudden got an instinct to look in my nightside table, which I have a drawer of snacks in there. Don't judge me, but I do. I have in my nightstand next to my bed, a drawer full of snacks. And I don't know why the hell I got this inspiration, but I got this inspiration to go to this bag of cookies that I had. And I just so happened to look in the bag of cookies, and guess what? Guess what was in there? My fucking microphones. And I said, what? So you can imagine my insanity, feeling of insanity, like, what the flying fuck, universe? Like, how? Like, because I had been laying in bed snacking on some cookies the night before, but how the microphone got from, like, how the microphone got from laying on my bed to like in the fucking bag of cookies, I still to this day have no fucking idea how that happened, because I didn't put it in there. And yeah, I like had the bag of cookies on my bed, but how the fuck anyways, it obviously there must have been some like shifting around and somehow it just happened to like fall in there or something. It just was like so, like it blew my mind. It blew my fucking mind. But I'm just saying this story to you, which is to me hilarious, but hopefully you find it funny too, because it's just, we are so hard on ourselves. And I think we get so like wrapped up in what's going wrong that we can't see what's right in front of our faces. And so I'm just saying all of this to say that it's like, for those of you that feel this heavy burden and have not been able to release this feeling that things aren't working out for me, it's like when you're able to release that, you're able to see things clearly. You know who you are, you know what you're capable of. And yeah, maybe you haven't reached it yet, but you have this trust and faith in the universe that when you move towards it, you will be met with results. And this new cycle that is coming in for you is something that is going to help you, make you feel like a kid again, where like you feel blessed by the universe, you feel taken care of by the universe. Like you feel like that child that has the best parents in the world. I mean, to have the entire universe taking care of you is like better than any parent. No offense to your parents or anything, but it's just like you're being called to go with the flow and have trust and to find peace and harmony with where you are, no matter where you are right now, no matter how burdensome or how deep and dark it may be. There is always a silver lining to the situation, which, I love that message, because it's like, no matter what storm comes through, it will pass and the light will shine again. And you will have this grounding and stability and trust forevermore. Sometimes it can waver because, again, when you're dipping down into low vibes and not trusting and letting life have its way with you, or getting caught up in whatever is going wrong, it's understandable to feel that way, and it's okay to feel that way. I'm not saying that you shouldn't feel that way, but I'm just saying to not stay there. Because when you're in that energy, you're not going with the flow, you're not in alignment, you're not choosing optimism, trust, faith, positivity. And that's what's really going to be the burden, is your mindset. Because our mind is a powerful thing. It's like the driver's seat of our energy and how we are looking at life. And you look at life through the lens of your feelings. It's just how it is. And you can change no matter what the situation is. You can change your feelings, because you could be living on the street and feeling horrible and watch a funny video and laugh. And yeah, you're living on the street, but you're still able to find laughter. You're still able to find joy. And not to say you're living on the street or you're gonna. I'm just saying that no matter what's going on, and this is something that Abraham Hicks instilled in me. That's why I love Abraham Hicks, and why, I everything has made sense ever since. Like, answered all my life questions that I felt so lost and confused about before. And that's just me. I'm not saying everyone has to believe what I believe, or believe in law of attraction, but it's something that's happening regardless. Like gravity, you don't have to believe in gravity, but it's happening. So it's just kind of like, but you are able to use gravity to your benefit, or let it weigh you down. It's all how you use the energy. But I just want you to know how powerful you truly are, and that you are the creator of your reality, and you can change the way you are seeing things, which will change what you see. And when you change the way you feel from burden to harmony, you will be not only a lot happier, but you'll be attracting so much from the world that matches that. So I wish you all the best. I really hope all of this made sense. Hopefully this wasn't too convoluted or long-winded, but I feel like it was necessary for someone out there. And just know that you're not alone. Hopefully this helped you and made sense again. But if it did, if you don't mind liking, commenting, it really does help me out a lot, being a new YouTuber. Again, sorry about the lighting. Not really sure why that happened. But until next time, have a blessed day.